Well, hey, babe. It's Jamie. That's me here. Welcome to the live for Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay, let me know that you guys can hear me. So just put some ears in the chat or something like that. Let me know that you guys can hear me very, very clearly. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed last night's episode. Before the video even starts, I cannot. Tisha embarrassed herself. You can't force surprise anyone to do something they already told you no to. Okay, so we good? We good? Okay, perfect. I'm glad you guys can hear me. Last night's episode was definitely cute. I hope you guys enjoyed it. What did I want to let you guys know? Yes, so last night, right after the episode, the Ooh Ladies First panel did get a chance to interview Miss Melody Holt. So if you guys want to check out that interview, please be sure to go over to Miss Bondi Blues channel, because that is where the interview is. Okay, so get into it. Leave your thoughts and your comments over there and let us know how you enjoyed that interview. All right. Let me see what other housekeeping notes I got over here for y'all. Not much. Just want to thank you guys for coming on into the chat. Please note your girl is roughly about 23 subscribers away from 14,000. Okay. So if you guys are watching this and you are not subscribed and you're enjoying this content, please be sure to go ahead and hit that subscription button, as well as click on all notifications. Okay. All right. Just do me a little favor. I'll probably make another announcement a little later. Okay. Then, but let's go ahead and get into this review, because I really want to say something first off when it comes to Marlo. I do not like how Marlo gives mixed signals in his marriage. I don't like that. I don't like that. It's giving me friends with benefits type of energy. I don't like that when you can't really get like a full, clear answer sometimes, and then you feel like you're being gaslit, right? So I'm not I don't like when he does that. Let me see what y'all are saying over here. Not Love and Marriage, SHIV. What an embarrassing episode. It was very embarrassing, I must say. It was very embarrassing for Miss Tisha. Okay, talking about she glad that she didn't take him down to that. What she said, I'm glad I didn't force the renewal on him at the chapel or something like that. She said that would have been embarrassing. I'm like, girl, it's still embarrassing. What are you talking about? But let's hop into it. So Kimmy is talking to Marlo. Y'all know the night before, Miss Destiny decided to go ahead and get in Miss Tiffany's tail. Okay, she decided to let her know a few things because she did not appreciate how she was coming at her girl Tisha. So Kimmy is telling Maurice this, but what she says to Maurice first is, where did y'all go last night? Maurice didn't want to answer that question, but then wanted to know about her night. And I kind of felt the way about that, because we found out that they go to the strip club and it's cool. Like, just tell her where you went. I ain't like all that energy. But anyway, Kimmy ends up telling him about how Tiffany and Destiny got into it. And Miss Destiny was up there threatening to drag Miss Tiffany. And he was like, oh, that happened last night? She was like, yeah. And even after we left and the girls had hopped in the Sprinter, they still was going at it back and forth. Absolutely. Yeah, they still was going at it. It was a lot of things that was going on, honey. And so I'm just telling you what it was, okay? Let me make sure I have my... Okay, perfect. Let me hold on one second, y'all. I want to make sure this Wi-Fi and stuff is on for you. Okay, so yeah, that's what she was pretty much telling him, letting him know how things almost transpired between the girls and stuff that night. Kimmy said something that I agreed with, and I'm glad that I wasn't the only person that felt that way, and she was actually there. She said that Destiny was madder than the circumstances, right? And I felt that way too, because I told y'all last week, I felt like Destiny was doing a little bit too much. I feel like she was just like, girl, you doing like calm it just a little bit. I feel like Destiny gives off this passive aggressiveness towards Tiffany, even though we understand why she may feel a way about Tiffany. It's like, girl, then just go to her and say that. Be very clear with her about that. So I'm glad that Kimmy addressed that, or she didn't really address that with Destiny, but she brought it up because I was feeling the same way. Okay, so Tiffany in there talking to Louis. Girl, Tiffany. So she's still upset that Destiny threatened to drag her. Okay, she says that if it was an issue, then Tisha should have said something. Yes, Tisha should have said something, but Tisha never says anything. And that's why she typically would like when Kimmy would probably step up and have her back, but now she got Destiny, so she didn't mind that at all. And Destiny was just at your head because she didn't like you anyway, okay? But I agree. Okay, Tisha should have said something. Tiffany says that she isn't a confrontational person. You're a lie, because the way you deliver your information, Miss Girl, is like you're ready to be confronted. Okay, that's how you deliver your stuff, and then you're gonna sit up here and tell this lady something about her husband, and then say, I don't know. You should go and ask him. Well, I don't know. You should have never brought this to the table. If you wasn't gonna elaborate, you was out of line, Miss Tiffany. So I didn't like that. Tiffany says that she doesn't think she can do anything right in the eyes of Destiny. No, you can't. Because Destiny do not like you, girl. So anything you do is going to piss her off. Just the fact that you over there breathing, it's going to bother Miss Destiny, okay? She do not like you, okay? She feels like she can't be authentic and transparent. That was interesting for me, for her to say that, because I'm like, girl, what you talking about? You only been honest and transparent about other folks' lives, not yours. So what you mean you feel like you can't be honest and transparent? We ain't hearing nothing about you. We only hearing about what you saying about somebody else, girl. So shut up. Tiffany is so provocative, and I'm sick of people acting like she's not. It's so annoying, girl. Tiffany is annoying. Marlo made Tisha look like a fool. He never was in love with her. I'm gonna give y'all my thoughts on that. What else? I finally got my bottle of black chocolate. Okay. And a bottle of champagne after I ordered it a month ago. How is it? Is it good though? Is it good? I know Tisha did an interview on YouTube where she kind of talked about it with somebody else's brand, and they wanted to get them to promote. And instead of promoting, they decided to buy into the product and kind of like become partners and stuff. So maybe they was just, low on product or something, girl. That's probably why I was a little late. They had to get it, taken care of and stuff. Hey, Candace, girl. The production team set that up perfectly. Tisha said she's not insecure, and Marlo Smooth embarrassed her per usual. I hate to laugh, but they need to stop. He needs to stop. Marlo needs to stop. Marlo needs to stop. Like, it's like, just as much as we made this like Martell, Marlo get on my nerves. He has funny moments, but I just hate how he does her, and I can't stand it. But let me keep going. Louis tries to assume that Destiny could be jealous of their relationship. I said, Louis, you don't believe that shit, do you? You can't believe that, baby. I don't think that woman is nowhere near jealous of y'all relationship. I don't see that. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. I'm like, I doubt that. I doubt that the girl is for what? For what? With your wide hips. What she even know? Let's move on. Tisha knows how her husband is. She played. She played herself. F for Marlo. Thank you so much for the super chat, Phil. F for Marlo. Team Tisha for life. Marlo can catch these hands on on this fine Sunday. I not catch these hands on a Sunday. Tisha divorced him, and call me hilarious. Do you hear me? Not catch I'm stuck on the hands on this fine Sunday. I cannot. What is it? Marlo could have just got up there and did it. What would have been the problem? Like, really, I agree. And we're going to talk about that. We are going to talk about that. Check your bottle label. The distribution site has a disclaimer saying cannot legally be classified as champagne. Well, what is this about? Not legally classified as champagne because it got chocolate in it. Y'all let me know. So let's move on to Mel and Destiny because they talking. And y'all know Destiny, like I said, she cannot stand Tiffany. And Mel is a little confused because 1 minute she likes Tiffany, 1 minute she doesn't. And she kind of touched on that on the interview yesterday as well. Like 1 minute on the bus, they was cool, they was kicking it, they was laughing, they was having a great time. And then the next minute, it's like, oh, I can't stand you, okay? So Mel tells her that she doesn't know where they stand, Destiny and Tiffany. Destiny says that she has her moments, meaning Tiffany. Tiffany got her moments, okay? She's very vocal. Then Mel said, girl, you vocal too, okay? Girl, right? I was like, why do you feel the need to hand clap this lady in this moment? I guess she just didn't want to leave her hanging. Like, girl, what my vocal got to do with her vocal? Girl, they two different things. So Mel says Tiffany would be able to take what she gives because Destiny feel like, girl, she should be able to take what she gives. Then Mel is like, well, girl, she can. And Mel asked, do you think that she can, so no, Destiny says that she doesn't get to do that because you always jumping in being her mouthpiece, okay? So let her stand on her own. Well, I understand where Destiny's coming from, but at the same time, it's like, well, then elaborate with the woman so that Mel ain't got to chime in and jump in. Okay, just further elaborate. But I don't get it. Let me just keep reading because Destiny thinks Mel continues to defend Tiffany, and Mel thinks that Destiny could be jealous of the friendship. But she also says that she doesn't have anything to worry about, right? Mel says that she isn't defending Tiffany, but apologizes if it does come off that way. Now, at one point, it definitely was coming off, girl, like you are, defending Tiffany. That definitely was the case. But at the same time, I understood where Mel was coming from when we brought up the whole term about couth or whatever. And it's like, sometimes we see it on Housewives all the time when they have to sit down and tell a person how to treat them, how to come at them and stuff. So I don't see anything wrong with Destiny having to do that in that moment. So, I mean, I don't know. Okay. Destiny says that her issue with Tiffany lingers because they haven't fleshed it out. And I'm like, well, whose fault you think that is? Who fault you think that is, Destiny? Girl, that's your motherfucking fault because you don't want to have a conversation with her, but you want to walk around and be just as shady and throw your own jabs as you like to say that Tiffany is doing to you. Okay? Now, Destiny, girl, get it together because you got me over here defending this lady. Get it together. All right? Mel calls Destiny out for her actions as well. Like I told y'all on last week about how she was saying little snarky things prior to them even getting into it. And I agree with Mel on that. Like, you were being a little fly and stuff, honey. Mel was right with this conversation. Destiny did way too much. Destiny tries to be cool with Tiffany, but as soon as Tiffany goes all Karen on us, Melody comes to save the day, and that just kills it. And I also feel like her not addressing it with her overall, because a lot of times what Destiny may do is not Destiny, but a lot of times what Tiffany does is not a Destiny problem. I have to say. So stop going around picking up beefs on other people's behalf, right? If you got your own issue with her, address that. And don't be trying to use Tisha as a scapegoat in her situation to say what it is you really want to say and how you really want to feel when it comes to your own situation. I don't understand that. Tisha also needs to learn to have her own backbone. That's why Kimmy sat up there and didn't say anything. She was just like, She ain't say nothing. This ain't got nothing to do with me, girl. This battle is not yours. It's the Lord's. So let Tiffany and Tisha have their thing. Girl, stop jumping in this. Stop double dutching. Yes, please make sure you guys hit that like button. Thank you. Thank you. I think Mel is feeding Tiffany info. Possibly. She could be. I think there's been times where Mel has been producing the show. You know what I'm saying? Overly doing it. Mel lived with the king of gaslighters, and she can't help but to do it to others. Ooh, help me. The problem was, he said, no, I can't stand when anyone tries to force me to do something I don't want to do. Okay? And she's speaking on Marlo. All right. So we talked about Mel and Mr. Destiny. Tisha and Marlo, because this is what y'all want to talk about, right? So she tells him about the conversation that Tiffany brought back to her that she had with Louis, that Louis had with Marlo and the guys. Louis was messy for this because as much as I feel like Tisha needs to know her husband and know what he's interested in and what he's not interested in, I feel like Louis should know his mother and wife. Okay, and know that she's gonna have that motor mouth Tiffany. Okay, she's gonna run and tell that. But you knew what you was doing when you said that. Then you tried to manipulate the situation towards the end of the episode. And I don't really like how you tried to do that, trying to make it seem like he should have had a conversation with his wife, therefore it won't be any mix-ups. No, you should have not had anything to say to your wife. And if you was gonna do that, you should have told her to make sure that it's between y'all ears and nobody else's. Okay, so don't be trying to put that off, girl. Because thick thighs. Let me just keep going because thick thighs made me feel away. What else did I want to say about this? So she says that this is what I did not like that Tisha said. Tisha, after she told him what Tiffany and Louis said, Tisha rose kind of like act like she was frustrated, not really, or like over it by saying, yeah, and I was thinking, here we go again with people married less than 15 years trying to give me advice about my marriage. And I'm sitting up here like, Tisha, shut the hell up, because you sit up here acting like you don't like when people give you this advice, yet you still take this information back to your husband as if what they said about y'all marriage or something is fact. So if you was just over it, then you wouldn't even be bringing this to your husband. You'll just be like, man, guess what these folks said? I don't know why they said it, but they X, Y, Z, ABC. You brought it back to him like it was a concern. So obviously you believe what it is these people are telling you, but don't be trying to make it seem like, oh, they don't know nothing and they ain't been married 15 years and they trying to tell me about my stuff. Girl, you already feel insecure about your stuff. That's why you take what it is that they're saying and you bring it back to your husband. Hey, Jaylee. Ooh, ladies first, a period. Tiffany, a great value. Barry White. No, you didn't. No, you did not call this man GBB. GBBW, stay gaslighting the rest of the cast, and I cannot stand it. He is a fool. And let me say it now while I'm thinking about it. When they were at the chapel, right? Remember how he said something to Mel like, oh, Mel, I think that's a great idea. What was that you said? First of all, your messy, wide-hipped ass. Okay, you all the way over there on that pew, and you done jumped to this one trying to see what Mel said to bring it over here to Tisha and Marcel, only for Tisha to shut it down, like, no, I'm not going to force my husband to do anything. And then when Martell said, oh, yeah, that's great, good for you, Tisha, here go Louis. They ain't put the camera on him when he said it, but I know that voice. Louis said, yeah, he was like, yeah, that's good for you. Yeah, I respect that. You should have respected it from the beginning and shut the hell out, is what you should have did. That's what you should have did, Louis. Louis a message, just like your wife. Just like he gonna get on the Scott's bad side, cause I'm worried for you, Louis. Should you come back next season? And I wonder if they're gonna get in this reunion. It better be a good one too, cause they had us waiting too long for a reunion, so it better be a good one. All right. So Marcel tells her that he did talk with them about the surprise therapy because it made him think something was wrong, right? And he tells her that maybe she is struggling like to communicate with him and that there could be a problem and she just doesn't know how to like say it to him. And I'm like, ding, ding, duh. No, she does not. She does not know how to say it to you, sir. Because every time she tells you about a problem, you make her make her feel as though there is no problem. And the problem that does exist is her way of thinking. So yeah, she's always going to have trouble communicating with you because she don't want to argue and she already kind of see how you're doing it. You're going to try and shut down her ideas and make it seem like this lady crazy. Or not her ideas, but her thoughts and her concerns about stuff. Like, I can't. And the way he just didn't listen to her at all when she brought up the fact that she wanted to have more family trips. Let me get there, honey. Let me get there. Okay, so Tisha says that rumors is what affects her the most. And I said this before in another one. The things that people have said about them is what affects Tisha and makes Tisha perform like she's doing the most in scenes, trying to overly prove to people that her and her husband are good and they're great and all this other stuff, right? So that really does get in her head. In addition, she has her own family members coming back saying stuff to her like, girl, you sure? Girl, oh my God, are you what? Right. So that's why he turned around and asked her, like, who are these people coming to you? How many married people have hit you up? And she was like, none of them. So he really was talking about her family, the ones that's close to her. Like, are these any people that got money? Anybody that's successful? Anybody you will do business with? Girl, I feel like he was low-key shading your whole family. Because them the ones that keep bringing up old stuff because they feel a way about being on the other side of tracks. Okay. So then Marcel goes on this rant about how long they've been together and how long they've existed with each other and how she allows outsiders to come inside. I kind of understood him with that because I do feel like you've been with this man for 15 years, so you should definitely know him. And if you trust him like you try to put on, then nobody should be able to come in and tell you nothing because you know your husband. But it's obvious that he presents himself a certain way that makes her feel like, could that be it or whatever? So it's like he's trying to put it off on people too, but it's like you got to look at yourself, Marcel, and understand that there are some things that you're doing that's contributing to your wife actually believing some of the things that outsiders are saying. Okay, so it's not always outsiders. It's not always your wife. Sometimes it's you. Just that you do, okay? And you've shown a lot that you're really not 100% there in this marriage. I don't understand. Not that he's cheating. Probably not, but he's just not there. He's just comfortable and he doesn't want to be another statistic of a black couple being divorced and him not being in the household with his kids as if he's really in the household doing anything with them anyway. Girl, let me go. Girl, let me just, honey, I can't with Marcel. Marcel knows how to play the mind games, don't he? He stays embarrassing Tisha on national TV. Yes, Marcel thinks Tisha family is stupid. He does. It will cost Marcel nothing to make his wife feel happy, yet he won't ever do it. Marcel plays mind games, Tisha. She's a smart woman, so I believe she knows what he's doing, but she doesn't want to come off combative on camera. I feel like that's how she is behind the camera too. She don't want to come off combative. She don't want to create any arguments. She doesn't want to do anything that's going to result in him staying away from the house for a few weeks at a time or whatever. So it's unhealthy. Like, just because y'all together, it's a very unhealthy situation to be in. That's true. He totally diminishes what she was saying to him. Tisha needs to take the kids and run. Marlo never wanted to be with Tisha. He just probably married her for the kids. Oh yeah, she did talk about that on the interview that she did, which was interesting because when the show first came on, they talked about how they got married within a month or something like that, or like a month. Like, it was a very short time. But then when she talked about it on the interview, it was like they probably got married within a month, but after like 6 months of dating or something, she got pregnant with her son or whatever. So it was confusing, but either way it go, they definitely got pregnant before an engagement came into play. So it could have been he didn't want to be one of those guys. She got my child, so I want to marry her. I want to be with her. Let me marry her. Because I don't want to be in that. I don't know what kind of household he grew up in. I would think he probably had his dad in his life, but if not, maybe he didn't want to grow up in another household like that. Marlo doesn't want sex. We saw that in Houston. And when Tisha was putting on good night, he don't. He don't feel like doing none of that. And I see why she probably feel kind of like disconnected from him. She probably feels disconnected in other areas emotionally and felt as though if we could at least get connected physically, we'll be able to get reconnected emotionally. But they're disconnected in that area. Marlo asked her how many friends. I already told y'all about that, about how he asked about how many friends and all this other stuff. He tells her that he wants her to consider the source before she just accepts things that they say. I agree with that part too. I do agree with him on that. Like, girl, instead of just taking what people are saying, like, definitely consider the source. Consider the source, consider how they sound, how they telling you, consider their tone. Like, it's a lot of things you need to consider. And then I hate to say it, I want to say consider whether or not this is worthy of you bringing it to your husband. Like, is this even necessary? Like, should I even, like, pick your battles? Like, should I even bring this to him? But also, like I said, y'all, I do feel like Tisha does this because she does not feel 100% secure. And the things people bring to her definitely are questionable because it's thoughts that she already had. Right? And she presents it to her husband, but then she tries to link it to, oh, but this person said, instead of saying how I really feel is X, Y, and Z. What else did she say? So he says, well, what can I do to help? And I'm like, why the fuck would you ask this question when you know you have no intentions on helping this woman when this woman has been asking you for help since y'all been on this mother show, since we've known y'all, and you haven't even given her help. Baby, Jalen still waiting on help down there at the damn restaurant. And have y'all gotten that for him? So I don't even know why the hell he's sitting up here like, how can I help? What can I do? What can I do? And she's over here like, you know, being around the kids and going on trips and doing family things are very important for me. Do you know this motherfucker said, T, God, I wish my husband would. I would have bought out bing, bing, boom. We would have been going in that room for real. So he says, T, that's a really hard thing for me. Do you think it was hard for me to push these motherfuckers out? What do you mean? That's a hard thing for you to be here? I'm confused. What are you talking about? Let's talk. That's a hard thing for him to do because he's trying to create generational wealth and he's trying to do all this. I don't give a. And that's what I wanted her to say. And see, I'd be like, Tisha, take your cootie twat and put it on the table. Okay? Put your cootie twat on the table and you ain't got no balls, so you can't put those on the table. But put your cootie twat on the table and let him know what's up. I don't give a about none of that you talking about, dear. At the end of the day, it's about experiences for these children. You so busy trying to create some generational wealth for these kids, and when they get older, they're going to be appreciative. But all they really wanted was time from their dad, right? I can't take it. I can't. I really wanted her to eat him up in that room and stop playing nice because I feel like he don't really care how he played nice. He may not yell with the things that he say to her mentally and stuff, but he still get inside her head and he don't be nice about that. Like, I can't, girl. Let me see what else this man said because I ain't like the fact that he was focused on not getting her point and not understanding and wanting things to go his way. I also feel like with you being the boss that you are, right? You got your own company, you have multiple own companies and stuff. You managed to take your, I don't even know what to call you, your Muppet face ass over to Houston, right? You made it a point to go over to Houston and to celebrate your, you did wine week, right? You went over, you did wine week, you celebrated your chocolate bottle, but you mean to tell me, motherfucker, you can't make time to go on a trip with your wife and your kids, and then you want to sit up here and talk about how you got to work so much, and you got to be over here in the office and doing all this. Ain't nobody, listen, what Martin said, ain't nobody living that long. Okay, somebody left their social security number on the tag. Ain't nobody, what, damn, that's the price. Ain't nobody living that long, Marceau. Okay, so you need to get out here and you need to experience life with your kids. How can you make a business trip, but you can't make time to go and do some shit with your kids? You sound like a fucking fool. And I'm dragging today, baby. I don't give a damn. Get it to him how he needs to. I don't care what we see on the cameras, what we don't see on the cameras. We hear what comes out your mouth. And what you say repeatedly is clearly seen as a fact. And Tisha already called your damn car when y'all was out there in the therapist, and she called you out for how all the finances and stuff got to come out of her pocket. Baby, ooh, you got the right one, baby. You got the right wife. What did he say? Yeah, he said he says as head of household, his responsibility is to take care of them financially and to be present and to be for what kind of 1970 and 50, 60 you living in? No, you got to do more than that. It's not just about the finances. I didn't give a fuck about none of that he was talking about. And she just went along with it. It killed the fuck out of me. I could not take it at all. He kept feeding her BS and she was eating it up. Girl, you would have thought it was steak on a plate. I can't. Let me go on. So she wants a recommittal. Marlo says that he wants a private ceremony. He doesn't want to be around his friends, okay? Because he feels as though it's too many divorcees in the clique. Now, I'm sorry. I have to agree with him on that part, okay? Definitely agree with him on that. I was like, I kind of understand where you're coming from. Like, I probably won't want them there. But here's the other thing, too. The other flip side for me is you be around these people most of the time anyway. These your friends. They divorced, okay? So what's the difference now for you to go ahead and do a recommittal in front of them when you're still surrounding yourselves around them and their mentality? So you think a renewal is going to change that? Yeah, I feel like you were starting. The more he talked, the more I felt like he was using that shit as an excuse. And I'm like, girl, you were good. Ooh, girl. Thank you so much, Quandria. I hope I said that right. They done brought the Leo out. Okay, girl. Okay, they done brought it out. It wasn't nobody but Marlo that was bringing it out. Yes, Tisha owned multiple properties before she married him. Marlo was a manager at a movie theater. Martell tried to tell y'all. Ooh, ain't no Martell tried to tell me nothing. I think Tisha talked about that in that interview too. I think she kind of, was that? I gotta go back to it and see. He's so-called head of household, but put his family through bankruptcy. Let me cut the camera, because ma'am, listen to me. You're not gonna do this today, Miss Brandy. You're not gonna do this today. Not put the family through bankruptcy, Brandy. But he had a household. Girl, what in the big brother is this? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Listen, Tisha agreed to marry an old-fashioned man. She literally chose this SHI. If she doesn't like anymore, it's on her to leave. Yeah, she has that right to like walk away, but y'all know Tisha ain't going. Tisha don't want to be a statistic either, right? She don't want to be a single mom out here, and she definitely doesn't want to prove other individuals right. So it's gonna make her fight for her marriage even more. I can't fault her for wanting to fight for her marriage because it's hers. So that was her that's her kid's father. So I understand if she wants to fight, but I do feel like she should threaten him a little bit. Let me not. Girl, I'm finna say she should threaten him to leave, but I feel like Marlo gonna tell her, go. God said go. Go ahead. Yeah, you left somebody's shoe over here too. You might want to come get it, okay? I feel like he's going to just let her go. Yikes, honey, I can't. Tisha don't want to be Wanda Miss Two. She doesn't. And I won't want that for her either. I won't want her to be out here, ain't got nobody, and you out here worried about everybody else stuff and causing trouble every time you come around. Yeah, I won't want that for her. He keep embarrassing her on national TV. Yeah, they need to have a talk about that. I don't like that too much. I don't. I feel like it should go both ways as far as knowing your mate. And he just shouldn't. Child. Thank you so much, California cutie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mel and Tail, not Mel and Tail. Mel and Tail first episode bragged how they helped Marcel when he. Oh yes, I forgot about that. And they only had one broken down car, and the Holtz loaned them a vehicle. I remember that because the Holtz and Scope. Yes, you're right. You're right. They helped out a lot. They did. They did, and that right there makes me believe that Martell now, because somebody else mentioned it earlier, saying Martell tried to tell y'all, and I don't know if that was you or not, but that is so right. That makes me believe that Martell does have a lot of tea on Marcel. Girl, y'all is up here. Yes, let me go ahead and keep going. We talked about the renewal, right? I think I talked about the renewal, the recommittal, and how she wanted to be recommitted to her husband. I'm like, girl, you got to know your husband. You know he's not going to be interested in that. The fact that you even bringing it up, he said no, he doesn't want that. I understood him as far as the divorcees and stuff, but at the same time, it didn't make any sense. He tells her he doesn't want a vow renewal surprise. I think he tells her that he wants it to be something that's private in between the both of them. And I'm kind of like, why? Why? And then this the other thing that I hate. I hate that Tisha never gets what she wants out of this marriage, but he always does. I could not exist in something like that. I couldn't. So she has a more patience, maybe, if that's the term I'm looking for. She has more of that than I could have. Like, I just couldn't do that. If every time I look up, you're getting what you want, but I'm not, I couldn't do that. And feeling like I'm unheard. And she said that. She said, every time I bring certain things up to you, especially about the family dynamic, I feel like I'm unheard. I couldn't do that. And I feel like when I think about it, maybe Mel left because it was more than just the cheating and having the baby. It could have been other stuff where she started to feel like she was unheard. And that was a clear example right there, because she was telling Martell to stop cheating and he wouldn't. So it was like he didn't hear her. Hello? So she decided to go ahead and peace out. And I can't fault Mel for that, because Mel is out here living worry-free, having her best life with whoever she wants to do that with, to nobody else's business. And I mean, I can only wish the same thing for Tisha, but I hate it for Tisha because it makes me reflect on a lot of these women out here in these situations, holding on to dead marriages and dead relationships just to say that they got somebody, or I'm still married, or I'm still with my kid's father. Girl, let me go ahead and go to the next one. Let me get to the next one. Let me get to Tiffany, Tisha, and Louis. Okay, because Tisha come into their room and tells them, like, listen, I spoke to Marlo. Okay, and all is well. But she felt like when it came to Tiffany speaking her tea, she said that the timing was off, right? I don't think it ever would have been a good timing, even if she pulled you to the side. I don't think it would have ever been good timing, but gotcha. Okay, Tiffany says that she wants a genuine friendship with these ladies. The lies, girl. Okay, you do not want a genuine friendship with these ladies, because if you did, you would spend more time trying to do just that. Okay, and I feel like with that, maybe sit back and observe, be a shoulder to lean on should they want to confide in you and talk to you about stuff. And I'll be honest, seeing how your husband took something that Marlo said and brought to you, and then you brought it to the group, girl, I don't know if I would even want to tell you. But unfortunately, you guys are on a reality show, and that's what you guys do. You spread each other's business in order to get a reaction because you're all in a friend group. But girl, that's why I see Tiffany as a person I just want to trust with my tea, because that's a person that'll take your information and throw it back in your face, especially when they mad at you. Girl, I ain't got time. Let me be careful with this, okay? Tisha lets them know that they will not be doing the surprise renewal. That's not going to go down. But then you got Tiffany telling her that she thinks that she should do it anyway. I said, girl, do not embarrass yourself. Don't listen to these motherfuckers over here. And then Louis was like, well, how do you feel about the situation? Do you trust your heart in this situation? Of course not. Her man already told her no. Why are you egging this on, okay? But I definitely see, like I told y'all earlier, I see Louis getting on the bad side of Marlo, okay? Now the cast is getting ready to head out to dinner. Let me check y'all comments real quick before I go into that. What's up, Jamie? I agree. Tiffany, a BIT you can't trust, okay? Tiffany is not a judgmental troll. That girl don't want a genuine relationship with them. Can't be. Tiffany does not know how to read the room. She doesn't. That line, I can't be my authentic self. Nope, that is not. She has no not at all. You're not being authentic. You're not being transparent. And the only way those things for me apply is if you're speaking on your own business, and you're not. Just like Melody said last night, Tisha holds things in, and that's what happened. That's what's happening in her marriage and friendships. Tiffany, a whole mess. She wants to catch some hands. Yikes. Yikes. Tiffany has more masculine energy than her husband, Louisa. Damn. Oh my God. Louis may be the one to call Marlo out on his bull. I mean, that's true. He'll probably be the one to call him out, but I feel like Louis gives me flip-floppy energy and tries to manipulate situations as well. Okay, Louis, what I'm learning about Louis is good with words. Just like Marlo is good with words. He's good with words. It can't be champagne because the grapes have to be they have to be from Champagne, France, LOL. If they are not, it's a sparkling wine. Yikes. Well, they should just say that. Tiffany would have gotten her beat the F up and drug up and down Huntsville if it was me. No, I probably wouldn't have beat, you know what I'm saying? Well, if it was me, because that's what you said, if it was you. If it was me, I probably won't whoop her ass. I don't think it's much to, whoop her ass about. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I would have just told her tea or found out tea on her and, gave her a run for her money when I did find it out. But I probably wouldn't, you know what I'm saying, dog stomped her like I probably would have wanted to. I can see Marlo and Martell shacking up. Not shacking up. Have you guys noticed Marlo always coming to Martell's defense and not his wife? Girl, this man comes to the Holt's defense more than her. Absolutely, you're correct. And he's done that before. Girl, I cannot take it. Tiffany with the caring energy comes from her white mom. Tiffany got a white mama? I ain't know Tiffany had no white mama. Thank you guys so much for coming into the room, okay? 327 of you guys. Thank you guys so much. Listen, I am 23 subscribers away from 14,000. So if you're in the room, you're enjoying the content, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, okay? And don't forget to like on your way in and out. Thank you guys so much. Let's go ahead and get down to this dinner, though, because y'all know we got to talk about this. So Tisha, she decided to go ahead and stop by the chapel anyway. I'm like, Tisha, why would you do this when you know this man just told you no? And then once they get there, they try to force it off on other people for them to go ahead and renew their vows or say some loving words or something like that. I didn't really like that. Girl, don't be putting me in no awkward position because stuff fell through on your end. Girl, let's just skip the chapel. Okay, I didn't like that at all. Martell is confused as to why they there because he wondering whether or not Miss Melody gonna tell him she want to be with him again. I said, baby, you wish. You wish, honey. That's not going to happen. They arrive to the chapel and Marlo tries to add himself in on what Tisha got going on, talking about something. Yeah. He said, yeah, we figured, right? Yeah, we figured that you guys could probably, say some nice words. We got a few, married couples here. You guys could renew. She was like, we? I said, yeah, we? Who said that? Like, don't do that. Don't do that. What else? Tiffany encourages Marlo and Tisha to renew their vows, and Martell co-signs, right? Maurice says that he doesn't feel bad for Tisha in this moment because she should have knew her guy. I said, come on, Maurice, I'm with you when you're right. You've been married to this man for 15 years, and you should have known how he operates and that he would not want to have a vow renewal. You should, especially not no surprise one. You should have known this. But then you want to sit up here and try and clown other people for being under 15 years of marriage and trying to give you advice about your stuff. Girl, it seems like you need some. Okay. What else happened? Let me go ahead and scoot on down and see what else is happening. Tiffany and Louis decide to renew their vows. Okay. Marlo trying to clown Tiffany and Louis for renewing their vows when they are saving your wife, in my opinion, from looking stupid and from embarrassment. But that doesn't work because you further embarrass her ass. Okay. So Tiffany and Louis stood up there. They renewed their vows. They haven't been together for 11 months, right? Or at least they haven't been married for more than 11 months. So then Martell says, that's all right. That's all right. Because, some people ain't even make it to 11 months. And here go Destiny. I know you're not. I know. No, girl. She was like, oh, okay then. I'm like, Destiny girl, as much as you want things to be about you, it's not. It's not. We know you're going through a lot. You got a lot on your mind, girl. You won't share, but you definitely will check. That's one thing we know about Destiny. She won't share her tea, but she'll check you for it. Girl, bye. Okay? You better spread your own stuff before somebody else can get a chance to do it before you, honey. But Martell was not talking about her, but I thought it was hilarious. When she said, I know you're not. I think Martell had some comical moments this episode. Thank you so much again, Phil, for the super chat. What part of this trip screamed anniversary trip? True, right? We never saw them celebrate their love or anything. This was just something silly to do in Vegas. Agree. He didn't listen when she cried and made excuses. The fuck. I agree. I sure the hell do. I definitely agree with that. Let me scroll down a little bit. Destiny speaking on how she says Tiffany just can't say I do like everybody else. I'm like, girl, what's wrong with adding the term absolutely? I absolutely do. Like, you acted like the girl was doing, oh, I absolutely do, from the moon to the stars, the entire universe, the galaxy, and around the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? She didn't even ask. She just said, I absolutely do. It's like, girl, when you don't like somebody, I guess any little thing they do will get on your damn nerves, because Destiny is proving that she can't stand her. What else did I want to say? Mel tells Destiny how pathetic Marlo is, pretty much, for not even standing up there and saying, you know, how much he cares about his wife or how much he loves his wife. And that's when messy ass wide hip Lewis decided to say, what you said, Mel? What you said? I think that'll be a good idea. And then Mel said, well, Tisha, is that what you want? You know, because you could stand up there and tell your wife that you love her and how much you care about her. You know, you can do that, right? And then here goes Tisha. I can speak for myself. I'm not going to let my husband do anything that he doesn't want to do. I was like, girl, what the fuck in the fakery is happening? So then Martell says, good for you, Tisha. And then Lewis, fake ass, as I told y'all, in the back, like, yeah, good for you. Yeah, I can respect that. You should have respected it from the beginning and shut up. And sit back. You should have gotten the pew all the way in the back with your foolishness. You and your wife should have sat in the very last pew. Anyway, so she says that she wants, no, I said that part. So Mel calls out Tisha for not being happy, right? So she says to Martha, like, you know, everybody acting like this great. Marcel gave Tisha a kiss. Mel's just like, yeah, I see you over there doing all of that. But you should have noticed how unhappy your wife was. And I want you to know that was really top, Marcel. Okay? But you know, Marcel ain't trying to hear her because Marcel want to do what he want to do. Okay? Marcel, this is the thing with Marcel. Marcel hates to be told what to do. It's truly a power struggle with him. He hates for people to tell him what to do. He likes to be in charge. He likes to move to the beat of his own drum. And I just feel like I couldn't be married to nobody like that. I just would want my thoughts to be taken into consideration. Okay, so he don't like for nobody to tell him what to do. Marcel strikes me as the person that even if he was thinking that and you came and told him how he should move, he would not do it just because you told him. That's the type of person he gives me, and I can't stand it. Mel and Tisha. Mel stops outside to have a conversation with Tisha. She tells Tisha about how Marcel was acting, and says that if it was her in that position, she would be wondering, like, baby, what's going on? Like, what's up with me? Like, why you ain't? You don't want to just tell people how much you love me? Like, what's that about? We've been together 15 years. It was the fact that he couldn't even get up and do that. But he was literally like a mountain. I shall not be moved at all. I'm going to sit right here. Okay, ain't nobody finna move me. I said what I said. Ain't nobody finna convert me to do anything. Like, that's his whole personality. I can't stand it. So Tisha says that that's just how Marcel is. He gonna do that anyway, because that's just how he is, you know? And everybody else don't understand that. But I am a person that understands that about Marcel. I've been dealing with it for 15 years. So I am completely okay if he shuts me down at every turn. Yes, I know. It's like hitting a red light and then you go, and then it's another red light. Yeah, I done hit about 5 red lights. So it's okay. You know, I'm used to that. You know, there are no greens. It's usually just a yellow light and then a straight stop. Yeah, we don't really get to go anywhere for sure. Girl, get the fuck. I'm not for the deal. Okay. I'm not dealing with Tisha. I can't. Okay. I feel like Tisha she said something like, it's okay. Or I was just like, okay. When it came down to his response, Tisha said, you know, when he said he didn't want to do it, I just said, okay. I said, Tisha, and that's the very reason why you ain't getting far, because you just settle with what it is that he said. You just like, okay, y'all want dinner? Okay, okay, you finished your homework? Like, bitch, no, give me a second. Y'all gonna eat in the mother. Who the fuck you think? You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, ain't no way. Girl, I would've, But again, you got the right one, baby. Okay, you got the right one, baby. Got the right one. Is something wrong with Tisha? I don't know. And when they talk about the insecurity within Tisha, he contributed to that wholeheartedly. He contributed to that wholeheartedly as to why she is the way that she is. And it's sad. And he doesn't recognize that. And I don't know if it's that he doesn't want to recognize that. And for him to sit up here and talk about how he felt like he was getting depressed or something like that. I'm like, bro, how the fuck you think your wife feeling? How do you think your wife feel? How do you think this woman feel? Bruh, she's wanted to like go out and do stuff like Melody, like earlier on. But she can't because she got to be at home with the kids and stuff. Like, I can't. How you think your wife, you don't think that she's depressed? You don't think she's going through a lot of stuff? Got to go to school and stuff. Got to come back home, make sure the kids are fed, make sure the girls, and her girls have a lot of beautiful hair. That should take time to do all that natural hair, honey. Okay, got to help your son with stuff. Probably got them in different activities over here. Like, how do you think your wife is feeling? And on the other side of being a mother and being a woman in general, she got to turn around and support you and be your wife, but you don't turn around and give her that same support in return. Be who ready to sign on papers? Who? No, ma'am, because I feel like that's silly. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. I just feel like you already in your marriage and it's kind of like you single. You know what I'm saying? You doing everything by yourself and you're in a marriage. It's like, baby, what I'm here for? What we doing? Oh, generational wealth, that's what we doing? Oh, okay. So basically what you're saying is by the time we get 50, we'll be good when the kids is grown and they out in college. Oh, okay, then, guys. But then by that time, we're going to have some grandkids, okay? You ain't going to be worth much of shit anyway, so you're going to have to be at the house. Like, what the fuck? Like, are you serious? What are we doing? What are we doing? Tisha, you fine. You got to go on, mama. You educated and everything. Girl, you do not have to stay where you do not want to be just to prove a point to anyone. You need to start proving points to your damn self, okay? So I don't know when you need to figure that out. And I hate to say it, if you got to be another statistic or whatever, who gives a fuck? Who is in your life? Go and be happy. If you're not happy where the fuck you at, then why is you sitting there? What service are you doing to the kids? But you know, don't take no advice from me, girl, because we know you like to take advice from individuals that's been married for longer than 15 years. Girl, do you see a ring? You don't. No, okay, you don't. So you don't want to take that from me, girl. Just continue to sit in your sorrow, okay? Good luck. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's move on, okay? So the dinner. Get to the dinner. So they speak on the gang and everybody being a part of their celebrations, you know, from like 10 years to y'all having babies and all this stuff, right? So they're speaking on that. And then Mel says that, you know, unfortunately, we won't be able to continue that this year. Okay, so we're sorry about that. Martell said, you can speak for your mother self. You're not going to speak for me. Okay, because I'm getting married to some motherfucking body, girl. I don't know. It might be you. Because we still going to celebrate hope. Understand that. I'm getting married again. It might be you. It might be somebody else. Mel didn't know what to say. Mel was like, what? Mel's face looked so confused. She didn't know what to say, but she really didn't combat him in that moment. It was funny. So they all get ready to cheers and stuff. And Mel calls him out when they said, you know, cheers to happiness and stuff. She said, Martell, you don't want nobody to be happy. You don't want nobody to be happy. He's like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, remember you had said that to me? And I'll never forget that. Yeah, you had told me that you hope I'll never find nobody that's going to make me happy. And then here go Marlo doing what y'all said. Sticking up for his good Judy. Speaking up for Martell before he speak up for his wife. Yikes. Let's go ahead and go on. Marlo says that he understands why he does that because he still loves her and doesn't want somebody else to come along and treat her better. And I was like, okay, toxic. Okay, toxic masculinity, come on in the room. Of course. Is that what we're having for dinner? Come on. Toxic brothers protecting and supporting other toxic brothers. Come on in the room. Sure. Girl, Mel says, oh, you mean how he thought he was treating me while we was in a marriage? Is that what you're talking about? Martell said, girl, what you talking about? I always treated you like you was the best. Girl, you thought you was the best when you was with me. I was like, I cannot confirm nor deny. I don't know anything about that. I can't confirm or deny. Maurice, who should have sat back and ate his food, says that it's because he thought he was the best or whatever, because she never came around and said that he wasn't doing a good job at something else or whatever. And then Marceau was like, no, that's not it. He was comparing himself to these other dudes and what they wasn't doing. And he figured because he was doing it, he was such a great, amazing guy. And Mel said, that's it. I'm with you when you're right. That's it. That's it, Marceau. I can't. So Marceau says, no, Marceau gets ready to address Louis, honey. This is where they get so funny. I would have just watched because they a hot mess. Hilarious. Mel and Martell still love each other, but the hurt is too much. The outside baby was the last straw. Hey, y'all in the back. I know you're enjoying our girl Jamie. So go on and hit that like button, please. Okay, to help the likes out. Okay. Hit the likes up, honey, because I think they smashing on the. You talking about Mel and Martell? You think they smashing on the low? Right, that's all we can say. Okay, good luck. Destiny and Martell, sure, really close friends. Why? I was thinking the same thing. I was like, dang, it's like, I don't know. I'm like, Martell, are you looking at Miss Destiny booty when she get up there on the sprinter? And then she said, I taught you right. Now, granted, they have been friends for a very, very long time. I will say I don't think Destiny would do that to Melody. But, I mean, I do sense a little bit of chemistry, though. But I think it's the chemistry that you would never cross that line because you are good friends with both of them, okay? But it's some a little, I'm like, okay. All right, we see what's going on, girl. Like I told y'all last time, and Destiny's so focused on Maurice and Kimmy lining up when they talk about threesomes and stuff that, girl, you might, let me shut up. Girl, hope and hope. Let's see what's up. Well, Marceau didn't even drink right away when they said drink if you're happy in your relationship. He didn't. And I hate that because if he is, well, shit, he just confirmed that he wasn't. But girl, he didn't have to make his wife look stupid like that. He didn't have to do that, making this lady look a fool. Yeah, Tisha is looking great. You can't tell Tiffany felt some type of way. No, you can tell Tiffany felt some type of way when she came in the room with those little ass shorts on. Oh, yikes. I didn't even pay attention to what Tisha had on. Tisha needs to wake up and smell the coffee. There's more to life than being a mattress and a mule for a man. Not a mattress and a mule. Martell helping all the females on and off the bus, looking at their backsides. Girl, he is not right. She's trying to hold on to the years. What's the point of the 15 years if you're not happy? Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, what's the point? I hope they find happiness. Maybe she's banking on a situation like what Marceau said when I guess one of his family members had been in a marriage and they only stayed there for the kids. But after so many years, she was glad that they stayed there for the kids. And I'm like, yeah, ma'am, because he's probably too damn old and don't nobody want him. And he really don't want to go out here and be no damn sugar daddy. So he figured if it wasn't cheaper to keep her then, it's definitely cheaper to keep her ass now. But either way, y'all know how I feel, right? Good luck. Let's go ahead and move on. All right. So Marceau tells them that, listen, I need y'all to limit y'all pillow talk. And when I say this, I'm specifically talking to the newbies. Okay. And we like, girl, we know you are. You looking straight at them, girl. We don't see you looking at nobody else at this table. We know you talking straight to them. Okay. He said he doesn't need to hear stuff from his wife that was said to him and the guys, okay? Said amongst the guys. Tiffany says, well, have you communicated that with your wife? Now, first of all, it was a pause. It was like, well, and Tiffany ready to speak, ready to open her mouth because she ain't thinking. She looking at her like, you ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna say something. Well, have you said that to your wife? Have you spoken to your wife about that? And then Louis said, oh, you ain't gotta speak for me. I'm like, well, baby, you need to speak up a little quicker because you ain't saying shit. Okay, anyway, so Louis says that if it was communicated to your wife, then it wouldn't need to come around full circle. It does not matter because I do feel like that conversation. So I feel like he told you that. He didn't tell your wife that. That was a conversation between you and him. Okay, now granted, when it comes to the monster situation and with Maurice and stuff like that, I do feel like Maurice should have told Kimmy that, because if it wasn't going to be Tiffany speaking on it, somebody was going to get it back to her about Monster. And being that she's also a caregiver for that child, a guardian, and his wife, he should have definitely communicated that. Now, I'm not ruling out the fact that Marcel should not have communicated with his wife as well, but if he's confiding in you as a homeboy, that's what he's thinking is trusted. So he don't need you to go back and tell your wife, and then for your wife to go back and do it. And if you gonna tell your wife, then tell her, girl, you may want to just be quiet, just a little bit. Like don't share this outside of the household. So y'all were wrong, and y'all were focused on not getting his point at all. And I ain't like that. Louis and Tiffany, I say they weren't getting their point. Louis is coming up with excuses, but if you want him to talk to his wife, then encourage him to do so. If you're a friend, like, hey, dog, I hear what you're saying, but maybe you need to have a conversation. Whatever it is you need to do as a friend to encourage him to have that conversation with his wife before you go tell your wife, motor mouth Tiffany, and it gets out to everybody else. Get that in order, okay? So Maurice asked the question about how important is happiness, okay? And Mel rephrases the question and says, well, I would ask how detrimental could depression be, or something like that. She asked him. Marcel then says that if that's the case and that's the question we're asking, then I've been depressed over the past year. Now, I don't know if that was fully related to Miss Tisha, I guess, but also I would think the pandemic had a lot to do with that as well, because maybe business wasn't moving. And Marcel may be a person that really equates his worth and probably his value to him being a working man and bringing in money financially for the family. So that kind of like, I guess, depressed him, because he also did not have an outlet, hello, or an excuse to go out here and do other stuff, because things was getting shut the hell down. So you had to be at home, okay? And where was those kids at home, having to go to school from home virtually? Okay, so you had to pitch in and do a little work, and that probably turned around and depressed you. But it could have been some other stuff too, honey. But anyway, so Marcel basically doesn't think happiness is that important before it comes to commitment. He feels like you should be committed first, which actually is not always that great, because when you're more committed, you can overlook how you feel. You can overlook or neglect how you feel in situations and be very passive as you operate in your relationship, all because you want to focus on the commitment, but you're not gaining anything out of it. And that's not good. Neither one of y'all are really happy. Tisha's not getting what it is that she needs from you. And I don't know where the hell you are as far as what you need from Tisha. But I didn't really even like that statement. Marcel doesn't think, he feels like commitment comes before happiness. And I'm like, I guess, yeah, because commitment will keep you confined in a situation longer, even if you're not happy. So you'll just overlook your happiness just to sit in some shit, which is what Tisha is doing right now. And I feel like Tisha is doing that because he's training her to have the mindset that he has, or not the mindset that he has, but the mindset that he wants her to have. Girl, you got me. All right. But also, Marcel is basically telling Tisha that he is depressed, and some parts of his life he hates. Okay, and he refuses to get therapy because he rather lean on his own understanding. And we already see how far that's gonna get him. But child, that's all that I have dealing with these Scotts and these Holts, honey, and these other individuals. Tiffany and Louis are way too invested in the other couple's marriage and life. She's messy and she's inappropriate. Okay, and she says inappropriate things. So y'all know what that makes me think when I hear about that. And I think more about what's going on with Tiffany. That's why we need her back for another season. Because Tiffany is speaking on other people's mess because it's something about them that she's hiding. And I want them to get to the bottom of that. I don't know who need to drop a nugget or something, but I want to get to what is Tiffany hiding, because she's speaking on being transparent, but we haven't really heard a damn thing. So what's going on with that? In Marcel's case, it's depression avoided by him working a lot and avoiding Tisha in her needy ways. Yikes. Tiffany and Louis are way too invested. I think I read that one. Let me go up a little bit more. Marcel saying what he did at dinner about being happy is all the more reason he needs to take his ass to therapy. I was thinking the same thing. But you know how the Scotts can be at times. You know, they think they know it all. They think they got all the answers. They think they know it all. It is what it is. I don't understand why he is still on the show if they broken up, but I guess they are the money maker couple of the show. If you're speaking on Mel and Martell, they brought the show to Carlos. That's their baby. They brought the show to Carlos. They got it funded. So I won't walk away from something I got funded either. We'll have to learn how to coexist. So I wouldn't walk a girl. I mean, even if she did film with me, if you're speaking on me. Uh-oh. Let me fix this real quick. I don't know why this is happening, y'all. It's two cameras of me up here. Let me go back. Child, what is this thing doing, honey? Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, are we back, honey? Okay, y'all still hanging in there with your girl? Okay, I don't know. That was a little malfunction. Thanks for hanging in there, guys. Marlo is not hearing what his wife is saying. That's why she took him to therapy. He doesn't care what she needs from him. And that was blatant, right? When they were sitting down and he asked her, how can I help? She said, being there more for the kids. That's how you can help. And or at least being there more with her and the kids, going on family trips and memories and all. Like, that's what it's about. And he immediately shut her the hell down. That's not cool. That's whack. That's whack ultimately. Ultimately. All right, y'all, listen, it's been an hour. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up and hop off so I can try and get to some other content today. But for you 500 plus people, thank you so much for checking me out today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.